Most people don't realize it, but they're poisoning their own life every single day. Not with drugs, not with bad food, but with their thoughts. Complaining, blaming, overthinking, doubting. And then they sit there wondering, why isn't my life changing? Here's the harsh truth. Your thoughts are either building your future, or they're silently destroying it. You wake up angry. You scroll through social media comparing yourself. You go to sleep anxious. And you repeat it every day like it's normal. But it's not normal. It's not okay. You can't live a positive life with a negative mind. You think your life is stuck? It's not your job. It's not your family. It's not your luck. It's your mindset. The power to change everything is already inside you. But the real question is, are you even using it? Negativity is addictive. You don't even notice it creeping in until it's everywhere. It starts small, a complaint here, a little blame there. But soon, it becomes your default state. You wake up dreading the day. You complain about the weather, your boss, your relationships, your body. Everything feels heavy, unfair, hard. And you don't even realize you've become the very thing that's holding you back. You look around and wonder why nothing is working, why opportunities don't come your way, why people seem distant, why success feels so far. But the truth is right in front of you. Your mind is full of poison. You are feeding yourself fear. You are bathing in doubt. You are walking around with anger and bitterness bottled inside, pretending everything is fine. Let's stop pretending. Let's talk real. You say you're a positive person. But what do your thoughts say when no one's watching? You post motivation online, quotes, reels, smiling selfies. But when the camera is off, you're filled with anxiety. You smile for others, but cry when you're alone. You cheer for people, but secretly hope they fail because you feel left behind. That's not positivity. That's a mask. And it's time to rip it off. Because the longer you wear it, the more damage it does. Negativity turns you into a victim, quietly, silently, until you don't even recognize yourself. Every challenge becomes a reason to quit. Every mistake becomes a curse. Every no becomes a personal attack. You say, nothing good ever happens to me. You say, people always let me down. You say, what's the point of trying? But listen, every single one of those thoughts is a choice. And every time you choose to think like that, you're choosing weakness over strength, excuses over effort, poison over power. Let this hit you hard. You are not stuck because of your situation. You are stuck because of your mindset. Say it again. You are stuck because of your mindset, not your past, not your parents, not your job, not your bank account, your mindset. You can't plant weeds and expect roses. You can't think like a loser and expect to win. You want a better life? Then change what's going on inside your head. Start there. Start now. Because no one's coming to rescue you. No one's going to wake you up at 5 a.m. and drag you to your dreams. No one's going to fight your inner demons for you. This is your fight. And you've been playing it safe for far too long. You've been letting negativity whisper lies into your ear. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. It's too late for you. Enough. No more excuses. No more darkness. No more fake smiles. Say it again. No more excuses. No more darkness. No more fake smiles. You don't need more motivation. You need a breakthrough. And it starts right now with a simple decision. Positivity or poison? Which one are you choosing? Because every moment, every thought, every reaction is a vote. A vote for the person you're becoming. A vote for the life you're creating. And if you keep voting for fear, for blame, for doubt, then don't be surprised when your life becomes a reflection of it. But if you choose positivity, real, raw, relentless positivity, the kind that doesn't quit when things get hard, the kind that finds light even in the dark, the kind that pushes forward even when you feel like breaking, then everything changes. Because positivity isn't about pretending. It's about choosing to believe in yourself again and again and again. And if you do that, no one can stop you. Story title: The Man Who Lost Everything But Never Lost Hope. It was the kind of year that breaks most men. In the span of 12 months, David lost everything. His job, gone after 22 years of loyal service. His savings, wiped out trying to survive. And the final blow, his wife of nearly 2 decades walked away, saying she couldn't handle the stress anymore. Just like that, everything stable, familiar, and safe vanished. He went from a man with plans and purpose to a ghost drifting through his own life. His home became a cluttered apartment with unpaid bills stacked on the counter. His phone stopped ringing. His world shrank into silence. He would lie in bed for hours, staring at the ceiling, wondering how life had changed so fast, and if it was even worth living anymore. David didn't drink, didn't do drugs, but he had a worse habit. He gave up inside. He wore a mask when he went outside, just to avoid the shame in people's eyes, those who used to respect him. He avoided mirrors. He avoided conversations. And slowly, he started avoiding life. He'd sit on a cold park bench, day after day, watching people pass, while feeling like the whole world had left him behind. Until one day, something small happened. So small, most people wouldn't even notice it. A little boy ran past him in the park, laughing. Not just a quiet giggle. A full, open, pure laugh. The kind that shakes your lungs. The kind only children seem to do. And for some reason, that sound pierced through the numbness in David's chest. He looked up. Just 20 feet away, a father was chasing his son. The child turned, laughing uncontrollably, tripped, fell, and then laughed even harder. The father scooped him up and said something David couldn't hear, but the love in that moment, it was real. David felt a tear roll down his face. Not from sadness, but from remembering. That laughter, that moment, reminded him of something he had forgotten. Joy still exists. Somewhere between the job loss, the financial wreckage, and the broken marriage, he had buried all hope. He thought joy was for other people. But here it was, right in front of him. Still alive. Still real. And in that quiet moment, on that forgotten bench in a city park, David made a decision. No big speech. No movie soundtrack. Just a whisper to himself. I'm not done yet. That was it. He didn't suddenly have a 5-year plan. He didn't land a miracle job the next day. But he did take one step forward. He went home and pulled out an old notebook and wrote one sentence. I want to feel alive again. The next day, he wrote more. Then he walked around the block. The day after that, he did a push-up. Just one. He started reading books he had never had time for. He began journaling every morning. He stopped looking for pity and started looking for patterns. And one afternoon, when a group of restless teenagers hung around the same park bench, David did something unexpected. He talked to them. They laughed at first, but something about him was different. Real. Honest. So he kept showing up. Kept sharing his story. Kept listening to theirs. Before long, those teens started asking for advice. Then others joined. What started as casual chats turned into weekly meetups. And over the next year, that broken, hopeless man rebuilt his life, one conversation at a time. He launched a free youth mentorship program out of a borrowed community center room. No sponsors. No hype. Just heart. He coached. He taught. He showed them what he had learned the hard way, that pain doesn't have to be permanent, and that the way out always begins with mindset. And here's the most powerful part. He didn't do it with money. He didn't do it with fame. He did it with positivity. David, the man who once stared at ceilings and questioned his worth, is now known as the Hope Coach in his city. He helps others climb out of the very pit he escaped. Not because he had all the answers, but because he refused to let negativity define him anymore. He proved that when everything is gone, job, status, relationships, what you still have is the most powerful thing of all. Choice. The choice to give up, or the choice to grow, the choice to stay bitter, or the choice to fight back with belief. And David chose right. So now I ask you, if he could rebuild his life from ashes, what's stopping you? Positivity is not delusion. It's a decision. Every single day, you make decisions. You decide what to eat. You decide where to go. You decide who you interact with. But do you ever stop and ask yourself, what do I decide about my thoughts? That's right. You decide whether to live with a positive mindset or to drown in negativity. When life throws challenges at you, it's easy to complain. It's easy to point fingers and blame everything around you for your circumstances. But here's the harsh reality. Complaining doesn't change anything. In fact, it only keeps you stuck in the same negative loop. Positivity is a choice, not a fantasy. Every time you choose gratitude instead of complaining, you gain power. Every time you choose to smile in the middle of pain, you build strength. Every time you decide to see opportunity instead of obstacle, you become unstoppable. But here's where people get it wrong. They think positivity is about pretending nothing is wrong. It's not about pretending. It's not about ignoring the pain. It's about choosing to rise above it. You've been conditioned to think that life is either perfect or broken, black or white. You've been told that you have to be happy all the time. And if you're not, then something's wrong with you. That's a lie. You don't need to be happy all the time, but you do need to choose to be grateful. You don't need to deny your pain, but you do need to choose to see the lesson in every struggle. Struggle doesn't break you. It shapes you. Every hardship you face is an opportunity for growth. It's like lifting weights. The more resistance, the stronger you become. But here's the catch. Negativity screams loud, but positivity whispers. Negativity tells you that you'll never be good enough. Negativity tells you that this is as far as you can go. Negativity tells you that you're not worthy. But positivity? Positivity is the quiet whisper that says, "You can do it." Positivity is the subtle reminder that you control your response. When life punches you in the gut, it's easy to get knocked down. But what if, instead of staying down, you chose to stand tall? What if, instead of complaining, you chose to take action? What if, instead of being the victim, you chose to be the hero? It all starts with your mindset. The moment you take control of your thoughts is the moment you take control of your life. And the good news? You have that power right now. It's not about waiting for things to change. It's about deciding to change how you respond. If you want to break free from the chains of negativity, you need to start activating your inner strength. You need to build your resilience. Here's a powerful exercise: affirmations. Say this out loud right now. I control my mind. I own my emotions. I choose positivity. Feel the power in those words? Feel the shift? That's the start of your new reality. That's you taking control. When negativity tries to creep in, you will now have the mental muscle to fight it back. You have the power to choose. You have the power to decide that today is the day you stop allowing your circumstances to dictate your emotions. Here's another affirmation you need to make a part of your daily routine. I am stronger than any obstacle in my path. Because, my friend, you are. Your struggles are not here to destroy you. They're here to teach you. And once you learn the lesson, you grow. And growth is the secret weapon of success. Remember this: positivity is not the absence of challenges. It's the choice to embrace them, learn from them, and rise above them. Every time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how will I respond? Will you respond with bitterness, anger, and frustration? Or will you respond with strength, gratitude, and a plan to rise? Your thoughts are not your enemy. Your negative thoughts are just the voices of doubt and fear, trying to hold you back. But you don't have to listen. You can reprogram your mind. You can choose thoughts that empower you. You can choose actions that align with your vision of success. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need to decide that you are going to live a life of purpose, power, and positivity. The time to make that decision is now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. Collision, this is your call to action. Step into your power. Activate your inner strength. And never let negativity define you again. Choose positivity. Choose progress. And watch your life transform. It was a normal Thursday. She was on her way to meet friends, laughing about the upcoming weekend plans, when everything changed in an instant. A car slammed into hers at full speed, and in a moment, her life was completely shattered. The impact was brutal. The crash left her with broken bones, severe internal injuries, and the worst prognosis. The doctors said she'd never walk again. Her body was left in a permanent state of immobility, with no real hope for recovery. The young woman was devastated. She could barely comprehend what was happening. Just a few days ago, she was a dancer, full of energy, full of dreams. Now, she was faced with a future in a wheelchair, being told that she'd never walk, let alone dance, again. Her family and friends rallied around her, offering comfort, but the doctor's words haunted her. "She'll never walk again." Those words echoed in her mind, each repetition feeling like a weight that was suffocating her spirit. One afternoon, she was lying in her hospital bed, struggling with the pain, the uncertainty, and the darkness creeping in. As she was trying to drift off to sleep, she overheard two nurses talking in the hallway outside her room. One of them casually said, "She's done. There's no way she's going to walk again. You can see it in her eyes." Something inside her snapped. It wasn't anger, it wasn't bitterness, it was something deeper. She couldn't explain it, but in that moment, she realized something. The doctors didn't know her. They didn't know the strength inside her. The nurses had written her off. But she was far from finished. She refused to accept that her life was over. Her body might be broken, but her spirit, that was still intact. In the quiet solitude of her hospital room, she made a decision. She would prove them wrong. The road to recovery was not easy. In fact, it was anything but. She started small, barely able to move her fingers or toes at first, but she refused to let the pain and fear control her. Every morning, she would look at herself in the mirror, whispering daily affirmations. "I will walk again. I am strong. I will rise." She knew that recovery wouldn't happen overnight. She knew the journey would be long and filled with setbacks, but she also knew that the power to heal, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, was within her control. Positivity was her weapon. It started with the smallest of movements. A twitch of her foot, the slightest muscle contraction. It wasn't much, but it was progress. And progress, no matter how small, became her motivation. She spent months in intensive physical therapy. With every session, she pushed herself harder. The pain was unbearable at times, but she welcomed it. Pain meant progress. The first time she was able to stand, just for a few seconds, it felt like a miracle. Her therapist cried with joy, and so did she. This was it. This was the moment where she felt the first glimmer of hope that she could walk again. Months turned into a year. A year of grueling rehab, sleepless nights, and constant self-talk to keep her motivated. And then, one day, she did the unthinkable. She took a step. A single step, but it was everything. It was proof that her will, her belief in herself, had been stronger than the doctor's predictions.